Hi there, folks. This is Sean Brodrick for the Oxford Club. I'm here at the PDAC, and I'm here speaking to Sonny Pannu. Now, he and I go way back at different companies, but now he's with Minaurum Gold. And after speaking to him about the company, I can see why he joined it. They're exciting. They have a lot of stuff going on down in Mexico. They have a joint venture working on one project. They have another one they're going to be really excited to drill when they get the permits to do that. And they have other projects that they're speaking to other companies about. So this is one of those companies that has a lot of irons in the fire, and they're talking to different people. And so we could see some exciting stuff coming up. Could you please give my subscribers the scoop on Minaurum there?
Well,
Sonny?
thanks, John, for having us
Sure.
on your segment here. I really appreciate the support. So, I'm sure, just to add on what you're talking about, we are in the Guerrero Gold Belt, and the last time we spoke was about back at the last Cambridge conference, about a year and a half ago. A lot has changed, specifically the Guerrero Gold Belt, where our flagship project is. Our senior geologist David Jones was the original discoverer of the Los Filos deposit, which is Goldcorp's largest mine in Mexico.
Yes, big.
Yes, and it now stands at around 16.2 million ounces of gold, and the Guerrero Gold Belt is now 31 million ounces. So you have companies like New Strike Capital, Torex Gold. They have around 5.4 million ounces of gold, plus another 5 in gold equivalent ounces. And then you have Cisco with 1 million hectares just to the south on the trend of where our flagship project, Huelcos del Destino, is located.
So all these companies are around you, and you have your own piece of land that you want to drill too.
Correct. Yes, we have our Huelcos del Destino project, which is on the southern end of the trend. So this is the project that actually David picked up right after he discovered Los Filos. And the reason why I picked it up is because he saw this the surface expression of the project was identical to what they had at depth at Los Filos. And we're looking to drill that, sometime in the summer once we get permits, and then we'll be off to the races. So we're very excited about that. We've had a lot of developments this year, which I'll talk about.
All right. Yeah. Now you also have a joint venture on a project that you guys are just working on,
Yes,
right?
yes, and we're very excited. Over the last couple months, in December, we did a joint venture and signed a deal with Lowell Copper. Now, for those people who don't know what Lowell Copper is, the gentleman who runs it is by the name of J. David Lowell. And he's a discoverer of 15 world-class discoveries. And this goes back to Peru. So he founded Arequipa Resources, which got bought out for about $1.2 billion. It was a 10 million ounce gold deposit. He was also the founder of Peru Copper, which got bought out by Chinalco for around $600-700 million as well. So he's had a lot of success in the past. And we've now partnered up with him. He finds our Santa Marta project of great interest. They have to spend over $6 million over the next 3 years for 60%. For an additional 10% to make it 70%, they have to fund a feasibility study.
But you guys would be carried along the whole way.
Correct.
While they spend that money.
Exactly.
So
yes.
that's a nice position to be in. Plus, you have other projects which we're not going to go into here that you're speaking about other people at the PDAC.
Oh, of course, yes, and it's really worked out well for us. Where the junior market, the last couple of years has been challenging, but it's also been a very exciting time to be opportunistic. So we've signed this JV. We have a couple other projects that we own 100%, and we plan to do the same thing in terms of joint venturing those projects as well, because they are quite interesting. And just continue to progress the company and keep it focused on the Guerrero Gold Belt, and have the other projects be drilled by our JV partners. And we can keep our cash for Huelcos.
Right. Well, you guys recently raised cash, so short term, that is not a problem. But small companies like this, just to remind you folks, they do have to raise cash from time to time one way or another, unless they do a nice joint venture project like you guys did, where someone else is going to pay all the bills, and isn't that nice?
Correct.
So, small company, anything like this, there's always risk in it. It's more risk than we look at with some of the other ones, like say Primero and stuff like that. But still, you can really see some very good returns in something like this, especially when they hit it out of the park. And so I certainly hope you guys do hit it out of the park. And we will be watching the progress of this company and see what comes next. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I just want to say that we appreciate the support, Sean. I always love talking to you and your audience as well. And there's a shift where there's not any more emerging gold districts, or if districts where there's new discoveries occurring on an annual basis. And we're lucky to be in an area like the Guerrero Gold Belt, of which is of very interest. I mean, just to mention one little thing here, you saw the Cisco bid by Goldcorp.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting bid. I mean, they have a great mine, but they also have 1 million hectares on the Guerrero Gold Belt, of which Goldcorp is also strategically located with the largest mine. So
Well,
it made sense for them to do
yes.
something.
Interesting is one way to describe it. I've talked to the folks at Cisco. They use other words to describe it, none of which are printable, because they believe they're being insanely undervalued. But that's a story for another time.
I think I've heard those stories.
Yes,
too,
right.
Those comments.
Many companies are very undervalued at this point, and they know it, which is why it's hard for the big ones to actually buy them at this point, because the little ones know that they're undervalued. They're waiting for the market to wake up to the value that's inherent in these companies. When that happens, we could see some big moves pretty fast. Sonny, thanks very much for speaking to my subscribers. You folks stay tuned. I'll have a lot more coming for you.
Thank you so much.